Okay, so I don't know if you have seen the articles about Chris Pratt standing up for gender equality, but I'd like to talk about it for a second because it makes me want to throw up. I am all about gender equality, okay? Don't get me wrong. I also am all about Chris Pratt. Well, I was. But I think that we need to take a step back and talk about his logic. Basically, in case you haven't seen the articles, the summary is that over the past couple of years, he's gotten a lot hotter. He said that as a result of his changing body, he now feels, quote, totally objectified, end quote. And when asked about this by Yahoo, he said, I think it's okay. I don't feel appalled by it. I think it's appalling that for a long time only women were objectified, but I think if we really want to advocate for equality, it's important to even things out. Not objectify women less, but objectify men just as often as we objectify women. There are a lot of women who got careers out of it, and I'm using it to my advantage. And at the end of the day, our bodies are objects. We're just big bags of flesh and blood and meat and organs that God gives us to drive around. Well, Chris, thank you for your attempt at bringing me equality. But that's not how I want it. An eye for an eye just makes two people blind. And I am lucky that I grew up in a home where I was taught that I deserved respect for my body. But there have still been many times when, as a woman who has a body, I've been objectified for it. And it never felt good, and I wouldn't wish that on anybody, not even the men who objectified me. Even further, by saying that this is an okay thing, you're essentially telling women who are now suffering after years of being objectified that they don't have a right to be upset about it and that their feelings aren't valid because there's nothing wrong with being objectified. After all, we are just sacks of skin and bones. And yes, God gave us these bodies, and our bodies are not by any means what define us. I'm all about that. But our bodies are temples. What's on the outside is going to affect your self-respect and your dignity on the inside. And if I allow myself to be objectified based off my physical attributes, then people aren't going to give me the time. I mean, there's only so much room for labeling and defining somebody. So if that's taken up by physical aspects, then they're not going to take the time to get to know my soul. And that sucks, and that's not fair because, yes, God gave me these arms and these legs to drive me around and do his will, but it's not the legs that are doing his will, it's my brain, it's my heart, it's my spirit. And by telling women that they don't deserve that, that's not bringing equality to women, that is simply lowering the standards for all humans and damaging people even more. If we want to help people, we shouldn't sink down to the level that they're at so we can sit there and suffer with them. We should lift them up to the level that we're at. That's what men should be doing for women if they really want to help bring equality. And I mean, I could rant for days over all the problems that the lack of sexual respect and dignity in our society has caused beyond just sexual violence, beyond rape culture, beyond inequality in the workplace. It's a bad thing. So I don't know why. Oh my gosh, I can't understand why Chris Pratt is advocating for more of it. And I just want to throw this video out there so that people know that it is okay to be sad that you're objectified. And it's okay to try to change it. And men, if you want to help women, no, you don't have to objectify yourself. Not at all. And I'm saying this not to judge you, but because I know that you have more potential than that. And I want to help people find it. So I may not be an expert, but I propose that rather than trying to damage more people to undo the damage that we've done to millions of people for thousands of years, if we really want to advocate for equality, the way to do it is by developing our culture to one where objectifying a human being and limiting their worth and their depth to the extent of their skin, we need to make that unthinkable, because then all of the negative side effects that have come from objectifying women will fix themselves. That's how we're going to fix it. So, Chris Pratt, I hope I didn't offend you. I hope you don't feel hated on as a human being. But I do really hate the statement that you made, and I hope that you can change your mind, because I think that if you could use your influence to really move our culture forward. And if there are any men or women out there who don't see themselves as somebody who deserves more than being objectified, talk to me. We'll become friends, and I promise I can find some qualities in you that are deeper than your stack of skin and bones. And I'd be happy to help you do that. Thanks for watching.